Mr. Minnick here, helping my Visual Basic students get started on completing Methods Worksheet 1. So we have to fill in code here to each of these methods so that they draw specified parts of a house. And I don't have a copy of graph paper here that I can easily put into this video. So I'm going to have to squeeze my answers in or squeeze in my graph right here in the margin. So let's begin. Notice how the method draw house consists of 5 call statements. So the method draw house doesn't really draw a house. It uses other methods, other private sub n subs, to do the dirty work. So the first line of code, draw frame. Well, right here is private sub n sub draw frame. It's a method. And sender is passed as a parameter and plugs in for that sender parameter name, and E is passed as a parameter. And you really don't have to understand what sender and E are. Just know that they need to be there. Okay, so now that we're looking at the body of the draw frame method, we need to write code that uses draw line, draw rectangle, and or draw ellipse to draw the frame of a house. Well, on a piece of graph paper where your x-axis goes from 0 to 300 and your y-axis goes from 0 to 300, let's just put the frame somewhere like this. And that's your job on this worksheet, to identify where the boundaries, where the corner points of the frame of that house is. You could either use 4 draw line methods, statements, or you could just use 1 draw rectangle. Let's use the draw rectangle. E.graphics dot draw rectangle. Specify a color in the parentheses, pens dot whatever color you want to make it. I'll just make mine black. And then you need the top left corner identified for this rectangle. Let's just pretend that that's the point x equals 50, and let's just say it's y equals 50. So we would have 50 comma 50. And the width here, if it goes over to about here, we'll pretend that that's the point 250 on the x-axis. So, oh, I messed up. The width would not be 250 if you started at 50 and went to 250 with this line segment. The width here would be 200 because 250 minus 50 is 200. So correct that mistake right there. I should have had the width of 200 typed in there for the draw rectangle method. And last of all, the height here, we'll just pretend that goes down to the point y equals 250. This distance here, the height, would be 250 minus 50. Well, that turns out to be a perfect square, and so be it. It's the frame of the house, and that one line of code does the work, and I'm finished with this draw frame method. So when this line of code here executes, that rectangle is drawn because this call statement here calls this method and makes it execute. Okay, moving on. The roof. The roof of the house is being drawn by the method draw roof. These methods don't have to be in any certain order. Draw roof happens to be down here below draw window, but in this method here, draw roof is called with a call statement before draw window, and that's fine. Okay, so draw roof. What are we supposed to do in the draw roof method? We're supposed to draw a peaked roof, according to this comment. And a peaked roof, I take it, is a roof that would look like this. and therefore we need to use two draw line commands to draw this line and this line. Now that point right there, now let's call it the point 150, and let's say that it hits the top edge of the screen, so it's at the point y equals 0. So 150 comma 0 would be the endpoint of the one line segment. Using the draw line command and making this roof black for consistency, we need to connect 2 points. This point right here would be the point 50-50. So let's use that as the first endpoint of the line segment, 50-50, and the other endpoint, we just talked about it, it's the point 150, 0. 150, 0. There we go. There is the one line of code that draws half of the roof. But the other part of the roof would be drawn with another draw line method. And it's also a black part of the roof. And it starts, we'll just say at the point 150, 0 here. And it then connects that with this point right here, which is 250, 50. 250, 50. So going from 150, 0 to 250, 50. Okay, there you have it. 2 lines of code in the draw roof method. So far, so good. We have now executed or typed out those 2 call statements. We now have to draw a window, and then we have to draw a door, and then the sun. There might be a window here that looks like that. The door ends up possibly being right there. The sun could be illustrated as a circle somewhere up there. You can finish this worksheet by writing code that would produce this door. Maybe you would use 3 draw line statements, or maybe you would draw a rectangle, and that's okay because the bottom of the rectangle just matches up with the floor of the house. This most certainly would be done most easily, the draw window. In the draw window method, you would just use one draw rectangle command right here. e.graphics draw rectangle. And this circle, well, I'll let you figure it out, but with one line of code, you could easily, oh, I've already started it for you, e.graphics. So you finish that out. And it needs to be a yellow circle, and it doesn't say whether it's filled in or not. You can make the decision on that. Good luck finishing this worksheet.